Welcome to episode number 12 of Making the Brands, brought to you by BullsEye Merch. Today we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to talk about how anyone or anything can become a brand.
Yes.
That's why the name of our show is Making the Brands. So we're going to touch into that.
Yeah. Yes, we're switching it up because we want to be able to not be limited to the subjects and the things that we talk to on this podcast. We want to pretty much be able to talk about anything. Mm-hmm. However, we want to find a way to relate it, how the things that we do talk about are connected to a brand or some sort of branding in that sense.
Right.
Before anything, like I said, being that we're able to talk on any subject, see the fight this last weekend?
Oh, I know. Actually, for you guys that don't know, we're huge boxing fans.
Extremely huge boxing fans.
Yeah, so we watch just about every fight.
Yeah.
So Canelo just fought Pibol this past Saturday. So we're talking about it, and how Canelo became his brand.
Yes, right? Yes. Canelo is the biggest brand in boxing.
He's the face of boxing at this current moment.
Yeah. For sure. He's his own brand, man. Like I said, right. not only does he wear his own brand, people see him as a brand. Right. Canelo is. Up until this last Saturday, I want to say, he was pound for pound king, man. You know, and unfortunately, our guy took a L this last weekend.
I'm still Team Canelo, but you know what I mean. But he took it like a champ. That's boxing.
Yes, it was. It was an interesting fight. When you're trying to achieve greatness, I mean, like he is. Yeah. He takes on risks, man.
Big risks.
He takes on big risks, and it turns out that maybe this last weekend it was new territory
for sure.
It was new territory, and it might be something that he has to go back to the drawing board and be like, hey, you know what? Well, with some adjustments here and there,
exactly.
I can come back and take care of business, the way I've done time and time again,
and we talk about how he brands himself, right? Yes. I mean, he's always wearing,
his
from head to toe.
Yeah.
Like he's wearing the CA, which is, his logo.
Yeah.
The sweatpants and, the jacket, the shirt.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, his crew.
Yeah.
We're all wearing it. So and then it's cool that every fight he has a different one.
Yeah. Right? And along with, branding and, like I said, making a brand, they see there's sponsors that see Canelo as a brand.
Right.
That's why on top of him wearing his Canelo brand,
yeah,
other brands are putting themselves on him because they see him as a brand. They're like, hey, you know what?
I want to sponsor him.
I'm going to sponsor him because he's going to have our brand.
Right.
He's like a brand, and then
exactly.
So they want those eyes.
Yeah.
And they see the benefits of being able to have, the face
to be associated with the face
with the face of boxing.
Yeah.
So it all, as you can see, it's all of it becomes branding.
Right.
Branding, and sponsors are probably like, oh man, this was not what we wanted for this weekend, but.
Right.
But the thing is that this guy Canelo, he's still he's in his prime, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He's in his prime, and he's got many more years to come.
Yep.
And like I said, it was an unfortunate result. The results were unfortunate, man. But like I said, the comeback is is always cool too, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, like you said, they're gonna go back to the drawing board, see what worked, see what didn't, and adjust. That's what a champion does.
Yes,
and he doesn't have all those belts for no reason.
Yes, so. Yes. I've been fortunate enough to see Canelo fight on a good amount of times, and I recall I actually seen him lose I was at his fight live when he first lost.
Oh, really?
To Mayweather. And
another brand.
There we go. Another brand at that moment.
And I think he was really smart about it. Not just like the Mayweather name, but he actually had like a separate, the money team, right?
Right. TMT.
TMT.
At that moment, we were doing TMT. Mm-hmm. We were actually involved with the branding of that. I actually, I want to take a little credit for this one, but I designed a few designs for TMT.
Right.
Yeah, and everything was branding. We would it's connected to our business because I recall we would talk to like the venues like MGM, where the fights used to happen, and we used to take all the merch to the venue. And it was during those years, Floyd was the king at that time. So his brand, his TMT brand was, sellouts everywhere. Everybody wanted to wear that brand. Yep. And like you said, he separated. It was Floyd Mayweather, the money team. Yep. So Floyd Mayweather was the boxer. TMT was his brand. Right. Although they were connected, TMT was the brand.
Right. So there's definitely like different ways to go about it. Yes. I mean, that's one way. Like Canelo, it's his name. Yeah. Right, or his nickname. Yeah. And then TMT is the money team because Mayweather. Right. So Money Mayweather. Yeah.
The benefit I see in distinguishing both is because let's just say you're not a fan of, let's just for this example, Floyd Mayweather. Right. However, you are a fan of the brand, the money team, because oh shit, I like the designs and I like the way that sounds, and that's like me and my crew when we go out. We're the money team,
right? It becomes like kind of like a lifestyle brand.
It is. So he's like, that's why we're able to connect, making the brands, man. Like he's like, you know what? I'm gonna make myself a brand. Right. I could still be Floyd, like me, dislike me, whatever. I still have something that you can enjoy and you can like as well too, and you can rock it.
That you don't necessarily have to, or like during that time, not necessarily just only during the fight. Yeah. But you can wear like anywhere, like the money team, like you go to the club, you can spend some money. Oh, I'm part of, I'm on the team. It becomes like a. It's
like a status.
Right.
I recall when we were doing that brand, it was at the time, it wasn't cheap. No. It wasn't cheap. The money team signified that you were spending a good amount of money on a t-shirt or a hat. Exactly. Their hats were really popular. Mm-hmm. I recall their hats because they had all kinds of like special print, like designs, crocodile prints. They had all kinds of editions.
Like fancy stuff, right? Yeah.
Kinds of editions. And then they had their more like just logo stuff, but it was a brand. Right. And like I said, people wanted to say, hey, like I'm rocking the TMT or whatever. Right.
And it was very recognizable. That's something about a brand that once you see it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
you know exactly what it is.
It had its good moments, and like I said, now years later, I can see how other artists, athletes, have adapted to that and have seen the benefits of saying, hey, you know what, like who just dropped a brand that you send me is making a brand, Messi.
Right, Messi. He's making his own.
He's making his own brand.
Right.
He's making his own brand, and guess what? Hey, if let's say you're not a fan of Messi, but you like his clothes or his look, because it's a dope little look.
Right. Yeah, it's cool.
It's a dope little look.
You can even tell, like, I mean, his face is not all over it. It's just a nice logo, nice designs, nice clean designs, and it's
polos.
Cool.
And I say, hey, you know what? Like, even if you're not a fan, you can be like, hey, I like that style.
Right.
So anybody and everybody has the opportunity to make themselves a brand, especially nowadays. Exactly. Nowadays, with the power of social media, I feel that people are only like one post, one saying, one freaking video away from making themselves a brand.
Right.
I mean, I'll give you an example. What's the guy's name? The one that was drinking the cranberry juice on the skateboard. Dogface.
Dogface. Yeah.
Dogface. Mm-hmm. Out of that video, I mean, dude, he made himself a brand. Right. He started on his own merch line. Right. Dude, he got so famous. He was on the, I believe he was on the Super Bowl commercials, bro.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like that's how much like things can grow, can scale.
Right.
Can scale. So, like I said, this video is focused on maybe creating a vision.
Right.
Or if you have an idea, like, man, I never thought about that. Like, I'm only one click away to going viral. And, all of a sudden I'm a brand.
Right.
And like I said, there's positive examples, negative examples. There's good examples. There's dumb examples. Another example is like the girl, "Catch Me Outside."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Over that little scene,
Oh man.
everybody was talking about that. She
Right.
made herself a brand over.
Right.
Hey, that's that one
She's
girl.
one of the highest paid, adult entertainers at the moment. I don't know if you knew that fact.
I didn't even know she was in that business.
Right, right. No, yeah.
Wow, Benny, what are you looking at, bro?
No,
What kind
we
of
always
stuff
look
are you
at
looking at, bro?
stats. I like stats. I like numbers. I like to see like who's doing what.
Yeah,
And,
really.
like she branded herself in a way that everybody knows who she is.
I did not know she was in that industry. I just known her for that saying. But anyways, we know what you do with your spare time.
Oh,
Benny. But anyways.
research.
But so yeah, like I said, so we want to be able to diversify the topics that we talk about, and we mentioned a few examples, like how, Mayweather became a brand, or and Canelo became a brand, and how they also started their brands away from just the boxing aspect of it, and like I said, that opens us up to be able to talk on other people, such as another person that made a brand out of himself is like Jordan.
Right.
Jordan, although he started off as a basketball player, he made his own brand, which is the Jordan brand, that even up to today is still one of the most popular brands in the market.
Yeah, he took very good advantage of like the retro sentiment, all that, like people wanting to go back to the 90s and all the designs that he had back then. They rebranded them and then they brought it back. A lot of people, it became a street brand instead of just a basketball sneaker. I mean, everybody wears. Actually, I'm wearing Jordans right now, so
and like we mentioned, like so many people have the opportunity to make a brand out of themselves. That's just another prime example how he's been out of his original thing that he started, which was basketball. So many years later.
Yep.
And yet, there's people today that have they probably never even seen him play a game. Yet they're rocking Jordans as if it was something like that they know about or is part of.
It's a really good quality product, and they're really cool. I mean, they're cool. Like if you're wearing them, it's a cool brand.
If you like the brand, it's a really cool brand.
Right.
And almost, I don't know too many people that don't like that.
Right.
brand.
Right.
Point being is that they became a brand. We there's multiple examples of people that started in one thing and they recreated their brand to become something else, and now that's a brand within itself.
Exactly.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
George Clooney started. He's an actor. He's an actor.
Yeah.
We've all known him as being somebody that's in the acting. He has an acting career.
Right.
Yet he started another brand, which is the tequila brand, the Casamigos, right?
Casamigos, right? Yeah.
Casamigos, which I believe, don't quote me, but I believe it sold for like billions or something like that. And that had nothing to do with his acting career. Yet he made a brand out of himself that was completely different.
Just associated his name to that brand.
Yes. Yes. And that's just another like a success story of how, you start in one place and you can completely change that and build a brand. Yeah. That's different from where you originally started.
Earlier we were talking about Gary Vee as well, right?
Oh, Gary Vee. Gary Vee is another person that guy just like, I mean, man, he started off selling liquor.
I think it was wine, right? Like the wine library or something like that. Like his dad's business.
Well, his original thing is he was working at a liquor store, his dad's liquor store. And now this guy is worth probably hundreds of millions of dollars because he became a brand within himself as well. The Gary Vee brand. Right. The Gary Vee brand. So, and then, to tie everything to what we do is, you're wearing a brand right now. Right.
This is a Bandai Men's jersey.
You're wearing the Bandai. That logo is a brand. I'm wearing this logo, and for those that don't know, this is the Cristian Nodal logo. And their brands also within themselves. Now it's just it's our job.
Well, we're making the brand.
Well, making the brand. Exactly.
We're creating the brand, not just the artist, not just their image, but an actual brand.
Exactly, and that's where I was gonna say it's our job to help that brand continue to grow.
Yeah,
and speaking of all these examples that we gave, there's one common denominator is that they each saw the value of having merchandise.
Exactly.
They saw as having that
Official merchandise.
Official merchandise, of
Yep.
course. Some more than others. I mean, Jordan is all merchandise.
Yeah.
What's the other one that we talked about? TMT was all merchandise or
Yep.
whatever. But Casamigos might be just more promo stuff,
Yeah.
which is fine, which is kind of like what we do too as well. Like at the concerts when we have shirts that are just pretty much for the tour or whatever.
Right.
But then you have things like the one that you're wearing, and this has nothing to do. It doesn't say anything about a tour.
Right. Yep.
It doesn't say anything about a concert. Neither does yours. It's just the logo.
Yeah.
It's just the logo because if you're a fan, you're just gonna be rocking the brand that
Exactly.
the fan that you're a fan of, or whatever.
Right.
So, anyways, that's gonna be that's why this video was a little bit different because, like I said, we want to be able to talk about multiple
Yeah,
topics.
and different topics. Right?
Different
Yeah.
topics that have to do with branding, marketing, and how, like I said, sometimes we don't know, but we might be just one click away from becoming a brand ourselves.
Exactly.
It's just having that idea and making that idea a reality. So
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way to wrap it up. I think
Definitely.
that's a good finishing statement. So
Yeah.
we'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
Like, in upcoming episodes. I think it's a really good topic, and we can go into it deeper. But I mean,
For
I think
now,
this is for now,
that's
it's
a
pretty
wrap.
good, right?
all right, man.
a wrap.
Till the next one.
All right.